International Seabed Authority, stalemate over deep sea mining. So first of all, we should understand what deep sea means or what international waters means. So according to an international law, United Nations Convention on Law of the Sea, it was passed in the year 1982. Okay. And under this only, this International Seabed Authority is established. It is established, I think, in 1994, if I am not wrong. Let's see the year when we come to the slides. Exactly, it is written in the slides. Now, what does this international law says about your jurisdiction in the oceans? So this law says that the first 12 nautical miles is a unit of measurement of distance in the water bodies, in the oceans. This first 12 nautical miles is referred to as territorial waters. The second 12 nautical miles is referred to as contiguous zone, and 200 to 250 nautical miles from the coastline is referred to as exclusive economic zone. You can do any economic activity in the EEZ, including mining, including fishing, including minerals extraction, whatever you want to do. Economic activity you can do. The first 12 nautical miles territorial waters, it is your territory submerged in waters. Means all the laws of the land are applicable on the first 12 nautical miles also. Contiguous zone is a buffer zone between territorial waters and EEZ. Right. Now, the oceans beyond this is referred to as high seas. Now, the treaty which is in question, which we are discussing, is about deep sea mining in the high seas. Deep sea mining happens here also. In this zone, deep sea mining is possible. Deep sea mining is not possible over here because these are shallow waters. But as you go far away from the coastline, the depth increases. So deep sea mining is possible over here also, and obviously over here also. Right? So what about deep sea mining in the high seas? High seas, nobody has jurisdiction. It is out of jurisdiction of any country. But a lot of minerals are present over here in the deep sea. Like nickel, cobalt, like these minerals are very important nowadays. So this treaty which is being discussed with respect to mining of minerals in the high seas. Mining of minerals in the exclusive economic zone तो वो है ही already ना, UNCLOS में लिखा हुआ है. But what about minerals in the high seas? This is what this treaty is about. Unfortunately, this treaty has not been accepted despite 2 weeks of negotiations. The International Seabed Authority, despite 2 weeks of negotiations, failed to reach a consensus on finalizing regulations for deep sea mining in high seas. Now, the latest session in Kingston, Jamaica saw tensions rise amid growing pressure from United States. United States is increasing pressure on International Seabed Authority, and the best part is that United States is not part of International Seabed Authority because United States has not adopted or not signed the UNCLOS, that is United Nations Convention on Law of the Sea. United States, how it is putting pressure? Let us see. United States is attempting to fast track seabed mining outside of the established multilateral framework. Individually, US is passing such laws and all which will enable it to do mining in the deep seas. In the high seas, deep sea mining. But since US is not part of it, so these people are saying that no, this treaty should get formed first. Then only any country can do mining and all. What is deep sea mining? It involves extraction of minerals such as cobalt, nickel, manganese from the ocean floor, particularly in international waters. International waters means high seas. These are essential for electric vehicle batteries, renewable energy storage, and emerging green technologies. That is why these kind of minerals become very, very important. Now, what is the International Seabed Authority? What is the background of it? It was established in 1994 under United Nations Convention on Law of the Sea. Headquarters, Kingston, Jamaica. mandate to regulate mineral related activities in the area. The area is area from where mining can be done. The seabed and the ocean floor beyond national jurisdiction means high seas. Ensuring that marine environment is protected and that resources are treated as common heritage of humankind. 169 countries excluding the United States have signed it. India is a member of International Seabed Authority. Highlights of 2025 ISA Council meeting. It is having an extensive yet inconclusive negotiations. Line by line reading of the proposed mining code, which is consisting of 107 regulations, is being discussed. But issues like environment protection, contractor compliance, monitoring mechanisms and resource sharing are also there in this. Some key areas remain unresolved, particularly those related to safeguarding marine ecosystems. How marine ecosystems will be safeguarded. Now the representing person from Chile is leading a block of 37 countries. So Chile is leading a block of 37 countries. And they are saying that moratorium on deep sea mining, don't go for deep sea mining as of now until we reach a treaty. We should ban deep sea mining, stressing the lack of comprehensive scientific understanding of potential ecological impacts of such deep sea mining. So they are talking this way, the Chileans. US pressure and unilateral action. The United States is taking a unilateral action. United States is not part of UNCLOS. It is not part of International Seabed Authority. Sorry. So April 2025, Donald Trump directed this administration to fast track mining permits in both domestic and international waters, relying on a 1980 US law, bypassing the ISA framework. ISA framework is about regulating mining in the high seas. Chileans are saying that we should put a moratorium, we should first create this framework and then go for mining. USA on the other hand is fast tracking a law for mining in the deep seas. US is not a party to UNCLOS and hence not a member of ISA, but its actions still have global ramifications. This move is seen as a challenge to multilateral governance and international legal norms. It also raises concerns over a race to the bottom in terms of environmental standards. Race to the bottom means वैसे तो seabed, but yes, race to the bottom means if we go for that, there will be ecological harms or there can be ecological harms. Then due to those ecological harms, we will reach to the bottom. Bottom means we will not progress, we will go down. Corporate interest and legal dispute. The Metals Company, a Canadian firm, quickly submitted the first ever request for high seas mining license under US directive. This has been widely condemned by NGOs and several ISA member states as an attempt to bypass international law. Draft resolution under consideration. ISA's Legal and Technical Commission may be asked to investigate non-compliance and recommend appropriate measures against entities that act contrary to international law. The UN Convention on Law of the Sea is that international law, and this creates a multilateral legal framework, but that is being bypassed. There are procedural tensions and transparency concerns also. Like several delegations raised objections to closed door negotiations led by ISA Council President, citing lack of transparency in matters concerning global commons. Emma Watson of Deepsea Conservation Coalition criticized the procedural shift, highlighting that the seabed is the common heritage of humankind and must be governed with inclusive and open debate, not closed door debates. Now, global context and environmental concerns. The biggest concern is ecological concern or ecological impact. Scientists and environmentalists found that deep sea ecosystems are among the least understood and potentially most vulnerable on the planet. Mining activities could irreversibly damage marine biodiversity and disturb carbon sinks and affected fisheries. Carbon sinks, they take in or they sink in carbon. Equity and resource sharing. Developing countries demand fair access to seabed resource and equitable sharing of profits as laid down in the UNCLOS framework. And the mining code is expected to lay down provisions for benefit sharing, including royalties and technology transfers. So the way forward is that the ISA, that is International Seabed Authority, will continue deliberations later this year, but just hope that they come to a conclusion soon. They come to a conclusion sooner than USA starts exploiting, and they are able to put pressure on America to abide by international laws. So what? It is the world's largest economy. So what? It is the world's biggest army or military. But, laws are laws and laws are applicable to everyone. A binding legal framework but must balance economic interest, technological innovation and ecological stewardship. And greater scientific research, transparent negotiation processes, and inclusive global governance will be essential to prevent resource colonialism and environmental degradation. Resource colonialism means some countries will be having access to the resources, they will be exploiting the resources, and the others will be devoid of it.